reviewing a campaign for a eBay drop shipping course that is priced at $9.97. Um, the campaign has been running about 3 weeks now. A lot of this in the beginning, there's a lot of the new data kind of coming in that you always see, and then you see things normalize out for a while, and then we did a big push right here where we start turning things up, and we had several issues that we had to handle on a ClickFunnels side, all the way through email list. So we went through, we turned it back down after just a few days of running because we noticed that we needed to get some integrations and other things back in place and separate out our audience traffic so that we could get better stats on these new campaigns that are running right here. So that's kind of where we're at right now, and our we had another issue yesterday with the Aweber email list not being active. It has to do with it's actually a really weird way to fix it, but another day. The two campaigns, there's 5 campaigns running right now. Out of the 5 countries that we were originally targeting, Canada, US, UK, New Zealand, Australia, UK and US provided, some of the better conversion values. Obviously, these have just been up and running for a day, not even. So, the values are still really off, and unfortunately, these values are off big time here. Our conversion rate's off big time because, like I said, there's an integration issue with the email list, so we got 0 information out of these people, which that really hurt. Anyhow, so we're kind of going to be looking at it. We're going to have to kind of filter out on our days and how we look at it, because it's not going to, it's going to show a really, really low conversion rate because we've had we probably had, these conversion values have just shown up in the last maybe 6 to 8 hours. So, I would imagine that 2/3, 3/4 of the total clicks, came through. We got nothing out of it. So this is going to be way off. Our CPA is going to be way off. That like I said, we'll filter out for that. But let's start with the UK and let's go through an optimization round. You notice that the campaigns are really low right now. This client right here is spending, anywhere from $300 to $500 a day on just this channel, which is pretty common, especially for people that are building top of the funnel leads and stuff like that. So we're really going after, like, this campaign right here is geared towards going after sending a person to the a squeeze page where we're offering some free information or something to catch them and hook them in order to get their information for us to do 2 things. One, email auto generators are awesome. Email converts 3, 2, 3, 4, 5%, 6% sometimes. But you're shooting for an overall I'm looking at in the end rate, going from lead to sell. Let's say if we had 6.25 out of 4,000 leads were brought in a month, 6.25 of that would be roughly 250 conversions. So if you think of it in that terms, in how the matriculation works from the top down, it helps you get a grasp. Certainly on this, what we're looking for right now, because this is a fresh campaign, we're looking for, and this is fresh all the way around, from images to the copy. So, as well as the landing pages, because we split everything out by the country on the funnel side. So we're you can kind of see how it set up the audience. Setting up the audience, that's for a whole different thing. But what we're looking for right now is kind of getting an idea of which is the best, desktop or mobile. Obviously, it's been pared down. From the audience, desktop right, desktop feed. So right now, it's giving me some auto generated factors that's causing this to really go through the roof on the conversion side. So if we look at this, we've only had, it's got 30 clicks, so it's had a little bit of a chance. And this was run on a campaign before, and I'm actually I like that value right there. So that's really good. And let's go ahead and take a screenshot of this. This just helps document. It's easier to do that. Let's take a look at some of these other factors that it's given us. I mean, these are I do it a different way. I mean, certainly clients who maybe don't have the time, or they're really budget concerned, this would be more the approach that you would take. Other than that, I'm looking at the conversion. I mean, certainly here, this is some pretty good, compelling stuff here. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this. Well, hang on. Let's go ahead and read all the data, because a lot of times you'll kick all this out. And this is just good to kind of get a good overview, good idea. Looking at the 36 to 44 group is being high on the age. Certainly, that's a 1/5 of the factor that's going into the lead being so high right now at 4.44 British pounds. Certainly, once again, that conversion rate is not correct. But anyhow, this will be something I'll tune in later. This is such a small sample size. Obviously, there's a cost per conversion that's really, that's about 3.5 times greater, about 3.25. So that's going to weigh in. That plus conversion rate's lower. So that might be an area that we're going to take out in the future. Once again, I do it a little differently than just reading it here. Click-through rate's greater on this. The cost per click's less than this. So this would give you the impression that this would be a better headline. The conversion rate's about 2.5 times less, 3 times. The cost conversion is about half. But why could that be? Not enough data, certainly not right now. I do know from past campaigns we've run several of these that this was the better performing one than this one. So I will be taking that out. But it's a fact. All these different factors. Certainly the age plays a big role in it. To the way that we're presenting the information. And I mean, you can see how such a little difference here. And this is a good spot to point out. I'm using the same thing here. I just changed up, by doing or just with drop shipping. By doing drop. So this variable works worse than this one. And that's a good way to kind of take what your winners are after you build out a campaign. So you're not just, you're taking, wet paper towels and throwing it on the wall and seeing what sticks. From that, you iterate out. And, the idea behind this is if this was the original one, let's say this was the original one. Well, our cost here, even though we have such small data, and I want to iterate I want to point out that small data, it can lead to false results, very quickly. So we don't want to base too much off. However, at this point in the game, I think there's, with the way I've watched this campaign perform, I can say with a pretty good high degree of probability that this headline right here and this text will be the best performer. So let's kind of get into just a little bit more information. That's why I like this product, is kind of lets you, gives you snapshots of all the information that you want to have. We're right now focusing on mail strictly. Click-through rate, I mean, some of the important factors really to focus on up front is going to be, on this side, your impressions, your click-through rates, your cost per click, stuff like that. We're really optimizing for this on the ad set side in order for us to find, our ROI and get our conversion, and get our conversions not at 444, but at, hopefully down to 182, something like that. But this is also skewed data because the conversion rate's not good right here. So let's look at placement. I guess you can go right off the bat. Let's look at click-through rates. You can see mobile was better, cheaper, got more clicks, about the same impressions, and is showing a profitable ROI. I'll get into why it's showing that in a minute, because that has to do with the pixel. and what I'm setting the actual pixel value at, which in this I believe it's at it's just, almost 2.5 times the cost of it so far. So let's see, desktop. The desktop really, I mean, once again, these conversion values, I mean, I think we have to look at them in parallel to one another, how they represent, how close they are to one another. For example, we know this one's at 6%, this one's at 7%, so it's got a little bit of an edge on the mobile, as well as it's cheaper. So everything really points to mobile, to be honest with you. And what it's all adding up to, what we've seen, mobile with our age groups. For example, 28 through 35 is one of our best performers. So we need to be getting more of our money to these guys with these taglines, more than likely. Once again, it can change. And we always do it all based off, age or some other variable. And of course, you can get into, looking at impressions. You can look at a lot of, I mean, obviously we don't have a whole lot here yet, so this is not as valuable right now. And, this really gets into day parting, and that's where the value of this data comes into play. And certainly, you have times of day, days of week, even weeks of the year, of the month, months of the year, where your ad budget strategy is going to change, and that's areas. We'll get into that. But come down here once again, you can look at some of this stuff and see that we've only got 2 days of data, and so little. So you don't want to make big drastic changes, but certainly we want to go ahead and get this client's cost per lead, down by increasing the conversion rates, decreasing the CPA, which in this instance refers to the cost of the lead. And we've, the conversion rate's bad, but once again, this will normalize out once we get 6-7 times the amount, of clicks. So once we hit like 500 clicks, that small amount of data, maybe 50 to 60 clicks, it won't matter as much. It'll matter, up to about 10%, but we want to, that's when it starts kind of waning out. And it starts panning out sooner than that, but certainly not in the beginning. So, it can lead to false observation. So that's really what I wanted to do is, show you kind of what we're looking at here. We can look at it from a conversion rate perspective right now. We've had this one's showing the best, and once again, this conversion rate's really skewed. However, you can see that these two are very similar together, and they're in a pair, and then all of a sudden this one's kicked out, and this one's doing hellaciously good. So this is a really awesome one to look at here. Let's go ahead and look at it. Yeah. Impressions, almost the same as with the top one. eBay. However, our cost per click is a little bit more, by about 0.4 British pounds, whatever. Our cost, it's because the conversion rate is so much greater. I mean, you're looking at a multiple of 3.5, maybe 3.5, the best. So this campaign is by far winning. And this is something, once again, that you want to take document, especially when you've got clients. I do. So I would go ahead and say this puppy right here needs to be burned. Well. Go ahead and pause this out. This is not really getting anything. Once again, I mean, this was. Let's go ahead and drop. Let's go ahead and drop this because this was run on other campaigns, and the really stopped behaving the way I would want to see it. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. So we've got really these two ads right here. Let's let these compete for a little bit because, I think that especially on the conversion side, this will all normalize out, some more runs, especially with it targeting just these two. So that's solid right there. Let's go ahead and Let's take the headline by age. So we've got, let's first look at it on the top level. Okay, a couple things stand out to me. Top one, ready to live the internet lifestyle dropshipping on eBay. This has a better click-through rate, has a cheaper cost per click, but it's showing at a about a 2.5 multiple less conversion rate, two multiple, almost 2.5, about 2.25. No, about 2.5. I don't know. Let's look at these from the perspective of the age groups. So, free guide drop shipping products on. Let's start with this one because this is going to give us some good insight. This age group right here, with this one right here, free guide. Trying to have the most impressions here. Click-through rate of 1.69 and a CPC of 0.27. So let's remember these two values real quick, and let's look at the 2035 up here. It had a greater click-through rate, and it had a cheaper cost per click. However, it did not lead to a conversion. Now that's not to say that these clicks came from a see the 2835 on this level. However, there's no conversions on it. Now this one this one actually does have a slower click-through rate, so be it. It's a little bit more expensive CPC, not bad, but it's showing a 0.945 CPA, and up here we don't have any conversions. We just know that we've already spent $3.17 or 3 British pounds and 17 British pounds on it. We know that this one, let's review this campaign because we saw this earlier. Back at the top. Click-through rate's great. Cost per click, super. CPA is not bad. So again, skewed out. This will be skewed. Well, and so we're actually hitting at 18 to 27, and then 36 through 44. So I'm not out of here yet. These will have to all come in. So I'm not going to touch anything there right now. Actually, I'm going to take this style off. Yeah, let me grab that headline. Actually, yeah, we're not going to touch that. All right. Just going to get a lot of love to it. These two campaigns have better click-through rates, cheaper CPC than the top. They also don't have any conversion values. So once again, it's still early in the game, but this was taken out because it's just the doing versus with. We just did a little spin on the end here. So you can see how doing something that's simple and quick. This one here. You can see how something so simple and so quick, just a quick little variation of it, can have such impact. had about the same amount of clicks. Now, that's not to say that these clicks all came, before the fix was put in. It's not saying that all the clicks that came after the fix was in. We don't know that yet. But what we do know is that these have converted, and this one hasn't. It's got a better click-through rate. It's got a better CPC right now. So there's no reason to drop it. It performs well, but we don't know yet. It's too soon. This one was cut. So, I mean, this was an old, This was one of our originals. So I'm kind of glad that we're moving off of it a little bit with these variations. Let's see, there's no other, okay. Yeah, no other data. So it's just, yes, it is. So it's just today. It's actually just running, like I said, about the past 6 to 8 hours. So 18 through 27 is hitting us. 28 through 35 is hitting us. 36 through 44 is hitting us. Nobody else is. Go ahead and get rid. Some of these age groups up here are just not going to be in tune with this message, especially with this campaign, because we're using a little bit more out of the box images and kind of using the client as the brand. So these people may not see the amusement in it at all. This group, just the upper echelon of this, and let's leave. I really don't like just go take them out of this. So we're going to keep it from 18 through 44, and then of course, way to improvise or take this, iterate, test, improve the campaign performance is to run another campaign where we focus 18 through 45, say, and we segment those years, say down to like 3 to 4 years, so it's like 18 to 21, 22 to 25, and what we're doing is we're just looking for some sweet spots, and it's ways to tune it, to make it, to get better conversion value, so it's not so wide like it is here. Here we're just looking for answers. I think we've got most of them. So that's solid on the age side. So I'm happy with the way that this campaign it looks right now. I know it's skewed data, but certainly it's gonna carry.